Well, let's bring up those two lasting images of the day, if we can, the victor and the vanquished. Prime Minister Modi unanimously declared NDA leader, going on to deliver what has been widely hailed as a statesmanlike prime ministerial speech, where he said, "We must take everyone along, even those who didn't vote for us." He outlined his vision for his second term. The other image, of course, was of Rahul Gandhi walking out stony-faced from the Congress's top body's meeting. He resigned. It seems his party rejected that resignation, but he is adamant about stepping down. His sister Priyanka Gandhi agreed with his decision and asked him to give the party some time to come up with an alternative plan, though other senior leaders, including former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, reportedly tried to dissuade him. The big question, can there be a non-Gandhi at the helm of the Congress party? Can it look beyond Dynasty? Also for the Prime Minister and his government, what lies ahead for the next 5 years?
भारत के संविधान की शपथ लेने वाले हम सबके लिए दायित्व बनता है कि उस 1857 के स्पिरिट को फिर से एक बार पैदा करें और उस समय 1857 में गुलामी से मुक्ति के लिए कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर के लड़े थे। अब स्वराज्य के लिए लड़ना है, गरीबी से मुक्ति के लिए लड़ना है, कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर के लड़ना है और सबको साथ लेकर के चलना है। ये भय, डर, काल्पनिक जो चीजें बनाई हैं, उसमें छेद करना हम सबके जीवन और आचरण और हमारी जुबान से भी निकलना चाहिए। एक बहुत बड़ी दायित्व है, उस दायित्व को हमें निभाना है। देश ने हमें, और जैसे मैंने कहा, जो हमने वोट देते हैं वो भी हमारे हैं, जो हमारा घोर विरोध करते हैं वो भी हमारे हैं।
So lots to talk about in the next half hour, and we're joined by Dr. Geeta Bhatt, academician and political analyst, Dhananjay Joshi, political analyst and pollster, Smita Prakash, editor of ANI, is with us. Tehseen Poonawala also joining us on the show today. Ashutosh joins us as well. Smita Prakash, let me begin with you. Since we were talking about this earlier, we were live on those visuals when the Congress Working Committee meeting ended, and Rahul Gandhi walked out literally stony-faced, and he came out separately. You were prescient when you said there must have been a bombshell dropped at that meeting, and sure enough, there was.
Yeah, I mean, because they were not speaking to the press, all we could do was do some kind of body analysis, body language analysis, and that's what it looked like, that the three of them came separately, walked in separate directions. When Rahul Gandhi walked out, he was clearly angry. He was, he must have, what actually transpired, of course, we know through sources, is that he gave in his resignation, but he said he wanted to resign, but there was everybody who said, no, you can't go. According to sources, Chidambaram is supposed to have said that, if you leave, he was tearful, and he said that if you leave, there'll be people who will even commit suicide in the party in Tamil Nadu. And Priyanka, according to sources, is supposed to have said that we'll be walking into the trap laid by the BJP. So there was a lot of frank speak done with Rahul Gandhi, but he's supposed to have stuck to his guns and said, no, I need to restructure the party. I want to work for the party and not as president. And he kind of was no way going to agree. And Sonia Gandhi just said that it's his decision. Supposed to have said that it's his decision, and I'm not going to change that. And I'm not going to ask him to not take back his, to take back his resignation or something like that. So the thing is that if he stays on course and does what he did, it's his decision. Whether it is walking into a trap, not walking into a trap, I think it's a high moral ground and he should stand by it. And the Congress would do good if they have their election, or if they elect a person who even, toes the line of the Gandhis, never mind, but at least a non-Gandhi at the helm.
Ashutosh, what does it say about the Congress's inner-party democracy that it needed Rahul Gandhi to say very definitively that he was going to step down and that he wasn't going to sort of, budge from that decision? Why couldn't this have been done in a more democratic way, for instance, for the party to hold him accountable? Or is that too much to ask for?
No, see, Ankita, the issue is that in this parliamentary election, Mr. Prime Minister has made dynasty politics as one of the main issues, and he created so much hype around it that it must have psychologically hurt the Rahul Gandhi and the Priyanka Gandhi both. So probably that is also haunting them, and that is also could be the reason that he decided to resign. But the second point, which is more important, is that this country has seen that the Congress party without Nehru Gandhi family, how badly they have done. You remember in 1991, and it is Narasimha Rao who was chosen, and this was the golden time for the Congress party to carve its niche without the Nehru-Gandhi family. They did try for 8 years, but look where the Congress was. The Mamata Banerjee dissociated himself from the Congress party. Trinamool formed the Trinamool Congress, and then Tamil Manan Congress, G.K. Mupanar, has carved its own niche in Tamil Nadu. And in Tamil Nadu, the Congress is virtually finished. In Bengal, the Congress is virtually finished. So, and then it became incumbent on the Congress to get back Sonia Gandhi at the helms of affairs. And then for the 10 years. So
Yes,
it's
yes.
not that the Congress did not try to
Okay.
walk without Nehru-Gandhi family,
Yeah.
but the fact of the matter is that they can't. That's one of the reasons.
So, Tehseen Poonawalla, would you agree with Ashutosh's assessment that it was this whole positing of Namdar versus Kamdar and, bringing in Dynasty as this huge problem for the Congress that, has that in fact had a psychological effect on the first family of the Congress?
I'm not a psychologist like Ashutosh, my friend Ashutosh, to know if that's had an impact or no. But I do understand politics extremely well. So I will say this. Modi ji will play on his pitch. He will say, "Aap dynast ho, aap corrupt ho, aap ye ho, aap wo ho." You play on your pitch. You say what you have to say about Modi ji's governance. The problem with the Congress is precisely that they play on Modi ji's pitch and then they start wondering why Modi ji beat them. If you play on Modi ji's pitch, if you get into Modi ji's ring, he's going to knock you out. You got to win on your pitch. The minute you did that in Gujarat, where Modi ji was rattled, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and Rajasthan, Modi ji was rattled. The minute you've played on Modi ji's pitch, becoming defensive, you get rattled. But there's another point. I agree with Ashutosh Limited that the Gandhi family is required to be around the Congress, and Rahul and Priyanka must not step down. One of them must lead the Congress. But the office of Rahul Gandhi needs to change. They are a bunch of jokers. They're a bunch of immature people. You have a data scientist in his office who spoke some nonsense about a black swan. The black swan has only got fatter and sitting on their heads. You have people like Sudhinder Kulkarni, an in-house panelist for NDTV, if I may say that on a lighter note. People like Arun Shourie, who couldn't make Advani ji Prime Minister. How are they going to take Rahul Gandhi along?
Are you blaming his office though for the Congress's performance?
I am
because
absolutely.
That would really be reducing it.
I am absolutely blaming the jokers in his office. They are worse than
Okay,
jokers. And I'm going to make one point. I'm going to
let's-
make a very important point. If you send people like Kumar Ketkar to Rajya Sabha, or a Rajiv Shukla, or a Milind Deora, who can network, who can help you. What was Kumar
Okay,
Ketkar's?
honestly,
I have to finish.
say
And it's a
that-
very
that's
important
very
point.
reductionist.
This is a very point. It's a very important point I need to make. Kindly allow me to make my point.
No,
It's a
Tehseen,
very
you
important
made your
point. Please, no,
point.
I
You made
did
your
not.
point.
I did not. Let me make my
You
point.
made your point.
Please, I did not. Let me make my point. What was Kumar Ketkar's contribution to Maharashtra? Maharashtra sends the second most amount of Lok Sabha MPs after Uttar Pradesh.
Okay,
Today,
I
the
believe
Congress
the
is
Prime
facing
Minister
an
speaking
existential
after his
crisis.
meeting with the President. I will have to go across.
Yes.
एनडीए की मीटिंग हुई थी और जैसा आप सब जानते हैं एनडीए के सभी सांसदों ने और एनडीए से जुड़े हुए सभी राजनीतिक दलों ने सर्वसम्मति से मुझे नेता चुन करके एक बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेवारी दी है। मैं एनडीए के सभी साथियों का हृदय से बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूं और एनडीए के सभी प्रमुख नेताओं ने आज राष्ट्रपति जी को मिलकर के इस निर्णय की जानकारी भी दी और बाद में राष्ट्रपति जी के सूचन पर मैं आज अभी उनसे मिलने आया था। राष्ट्रपति जी ने मुझे पदनामित प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में पत्र दिया है और शपथ मंत्रिपरिषद के शपथ के लिए आगे की कार्यवाही के लिए मुझे सूचित किया है। मैं हो सके उतना जल्दी आगे की कार्यवाही की जानकारियां आदरणीय राष्ट्रपति जी को पहुंचाऊंगा। स्वाभाविक है कि देश एक बहुत ही बड़ा प्रचंड जनमत दिया है और इन जनमत के साथ जन आदेश के साथ जन अपेक्षाएं भी जुड़ी हुई है। हमारी सरकार नए भारत के निर्माण के लिए और विशेष करके 2022 जब आजादी के 75 साल देश मनाने जा रहा है, ये अवसर अपने आप में 130 करोड़ देशवासियों का अवसर बने। आजादी के आंदोलन में जैसे हर देशवासी कोई न कोई संकल्प करता था, वैसा हर देशवासी देश के लिए, समाज के लिए, भविष्य के लिए कुछ करने के लिए संकल्प करें और जीवन में उसको उतार करके दिखाएं। ऐसा अवसर 2022 हमारे सामने है। ये वर्ष महात्मा गांधी की 150वीं जयंती का भी है और ये वर्ष गुरु नानक देव जी के 550वें वर्ष का भी है। यानी एक प्रकार से बहुत ही सुभग अवसर का एक कार्यकाल है और विश्व की जो स्थिति है उसमें भी भारत के लिए अनेक संभावनाएं लेकर के समय आया है। उन अवसरों को हम गंवा न दें, उन अवसरों का अधिकतम फायदा लेने के लिए भारत को हम सज्ज करें। देश की आवश्यकताओं की पूर्ति का जो वातावरण है उसमें हम बल प्रदान करें। उन बातों को लेकर के आने वाले दिनों में सरकार अपना काम तेज गति से आगे बढ़ाएगी। हम नहीं चाहते हैं कि एक पल भी विराम का जाए। चरैवेति 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 के मंत्र को साकार करते हुए चलते रहें, आगे बढ़ते रहें, ध्येय प्राप्त करते रहें। इस मिजाज के साथ नई सरकार भी काम करे। उस संकल्प को मैं फिर एक बार देश के सामने दोहराता हूं। सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास। एक ऐसा मंत्र है जो भारत के हर क्षेत्र के विकास के लिए, सर्वसमावेशक विषय के विकास के लिए बहुत ही उत्तम राह दिखाता है। सबकी सुरक्षा और राष्ट्र की समृद्धि, उसके प्रति भी प्रतिबद्धता के साथ हम सबको आगे बढ़ना है। फिर एक बार देशवासियों का धन्यवाद करते हुए विश्वास दिलाता हूं कि नई सरकार आपके सपनों को साकार करने के लिए, आपकी आशा आकांक्षाओं को पूर्ण करने के लिए कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ेगी। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। Thank you.
So the Prime Minister then delivering his second speech of the day, his earlier one in Rashtrapati Bhavan's Central Hall, something that we'll need to talk about also. Geeta Bhatt, if you want to come in on this, you know, it's being talked about as a very prime ministerial speech. He talked about it being a moment for magnanimity, to reach out to those that didn't vote for him. What to you was the central point of his messaging today?
The 2019 verdict has actually been a collective manifestation of the subaltern, and that too when, you know, they have rejected the political patronage, whether it was based on class, creed or religion, and that is, I think, was a major point which was highlighted again and again through various examples by the Prime Minister. His speech, I think, was directed towards the representatives who were present there, the member of parliaments, telling them about the various follies of the, of the
how to avoid the trappings of power also,
and about how the power brokers, they try to grab on the new parliamentarians. A good caution note to them. Along with that, the other points which he picked, which were very important, was that that the organization has worked for 4 generations. It is just that today that this triumphant victory which we are seeing is not just a victory which has just come over a couple of years. There has been a lot of work which has been done by 4 generations in building up of the organization and the party.
But to take up your
one small point which I can, because earlier you're discussing about Mr. Rahul Gandhi, so I just want to add one small note over here, is that he had once a tweet which actually stuck in my mind, was when he had tweeted as a sarcasm to the Prime Minister, that the emperor is naked and no one around him has the courage to tell him. So I mean, maybe he never realized that over a period of time actually it will come back to him.
Okay,
so that
fair
is
enough.
What is
fair enough. Dhananjay Joshi, to pick up on Dr.
About.
Geeta Bhatt's earlier point, there were sections who were perhaps apprehensive after this massive mandate to the BJP and indeed the NDA. Did the Prime Minister's speech earlier in the day lay some of those fears to rest?
Well, at least he addressed those points and those concerns, and to that effect, it's a good attempt, and it's a very, very welcome speech where he said that he's going to reach out to the minorities, to those sections of society, the subalterns, which have been left out. So to that effect, it is quite welcome. But on the other hand, I think today's speech was more about setting the tone after a very, very fiercely fought election. And what really happens in the years to come is what one will have to watch out for. So as far as today's speech is concerned, I would rather see it in the context of just setting the tone back to normalcy.
Okay. Smita, would you agree with that? Would you also say that there were some marked silences also in the Prime Minister's speech, given that this was sort of also about his vision for the next 5 years? Did we get to hear enough, for instance, about jobs, about NPAs, about all the things that have
probably that would be Ankita in the first
too much to
speech.
expect.
But I think when he spoke about the minorities bit, I mean, he was clearly pointing to some colleagues who had made weird statements during their campaign, and he said that we are going to be representing those who voted for us. I mean, those whose trust we have and those whose trust we aspire for. And he spoke about minorities being a vote bank and how earlier governments misused them, and he said we will be working for them. He also, very interestingly, not just Deen Dayal Upadhyay, he spoke about Gandhi, Ambedkar, and he spoke about Lohya. Now, these are not icons of the BJP. He has appropriated them from other parties. Lohya is from the Samajwadi Party. Dhananjay, you would agree with that, I'm sure, that he appropriated these icons from the other parties, so to say that you are not the brokers of these people. Not Mahatma Gandhi, not Ambedkar, not Lohya. He is ours too. They are national icons, and he mentioned them that putting projects, policies in action which reflect the vision of these people is something which is enshrined in our constitution and part of the parliamentary process. So which many people get angry when he says it's my Sena, it's my Upadhyay, my Gandhi. He was sending out a message to those who called killers of Gandhi as Deshbhakt. He was sending out a message that Gandhi is our
also a very
icon.
direct message to the motor mouths in the party. He talked very specifically about staying away from cameras, staying away from the printed word.
There was journalists that mic leke jate hain and things.
There were actually lots of coded messages for the media in there as well.
Yeah, but you see, this is a new beginning. I want to wish he's my Prime Minister all the best. But ये हाथी के दांत दिखाने की कुछ और होते, खाने की कुछ और होते. सिर्फ ये कहना, क्योंकि आपने साध्वी प्रज्ञा की बात की, सिर्फ ये कहना मेरा दिल तोड़ दिया है साध्वी प्रज्ञा, मैं आप दोबारा माफ नहीं करूंगा. She is your MP, you have a majority, throw her out. So you gave her a ticket, throw her out now. Say you'd still be in a majority. So it is one thing to say, one thing to do. But this was a good speech. I have to concede it. It was a more approachable speech than I could see. But I have to commend one thing about the Prime Minister, which I'm a bitter opponent. His PMO. It's a fantastic organization. Smita ji, you know this better than I in the sense as you cover it in your sources.
And you make that point, especially after your point about Rahul Gandhi's office.
Yeah, you got to have professionals
Dr.
there.
Geeta Bhatt, taking off on this point, on Pragya Thakur. Is it enough to give that kind of warning about not shooting off your mouth, about being careful what you say in front of media cameras? At the end of the day, for a party that's got such a massive mandate, is it going to be a blot on this enormous win to have someone who's a terror accused, who's not been acquitted by the courts yet, to be sitting as an MP in Parliament when she actually is meant to be putting in a weekly appearance in a special NIA court in Mumbai?
You see, there are many people, who have been accused and who are undergoing, for example, I think in Ghosi, there is a person called Alok Rai who has been absconding. He's he on rape charges. There is a warrant.
Terror accused
Okay,
I'm afraid I am completely out of time.
It is important that the charges have not been proved for the last more than 8 years. Now the point, no one is defending what she said. When the Prime Minister comes out openly and has categorically denounced her statement. And there is already, the organization in its has already asked her to submit her.
Respond to this point about denouncement is one thing, but why have her there in the first place?
How many parties? How many political parties?
We're going around in circles on that.
Have you ever seen there are such motor mouths in Congress who come out and make out such?
It's not a question of being just a motor mouth. It's being a terrorist.
Okay,
I'm afraid I'm completely out of time.
And trying to ask, for favoring from, a country like Pakistan, to remove a prime minister of their own country, and there's no disciplinary action by the party.
Very quick last comments, Ashutosh, on both the day's big developments. Wrap this up for us in 20 seconds.
It's very difficult to wrap in 20 seconds, but Mr. Prime Minister in the last 5 years have lost the plot for which the country has voted for him in 2014. If today's speech was any indication, if at all, I think he was more reconciliatory in his speech. And if it could happen that way, if we could India discover the Prime Minister of 2014 when he began, I think that will be good for the country.
All right, we'll leave it on that positive note. Thank you all for joining us this evening. And there's lots more coming up here on NDTV 24/7, so do keep watching.